Welcome to the show. Let's start with the latest updates from the January 6th committee. This is different than the January 6th commission. Remember, the commission was going to be this big bipartisan commission to investigate the Trump riots, which would include 5 Republicans chosen by Republicans and 5 Democrats chosen by Democrats. You'd have a Democratic chair and a Republican vice chair, and they'd have to sign off on every subpoena, and it was all going to be great, except Republicans said no, 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 because they wanted it to include looking into things like when Steve Scalise was shot in, I think it was 2017, and the George Floyd protests and things that really had nothing to do with the Trump riots. So that didn't happen. And eventually we got the committee that had 4 Capitol police officers testify about a month ago, and it's now continuing to move forward. And the new battle lines on this appear to be requests for documents from Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is panicking, and Donald Trump is desperate to hide those documents. Former President Donald Trump has called the select committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot a partisan shame. Remember that it is what it is because Republicans refused to participate in the original big commission, and suggested that he will invoke executive privilege as the committee seeks a trove of documents. Trump issued a statement on Wednesday slamming the leftist committee after it sent its first request for documents relating to the events of January 6th. These requests included communications within and among the White House and executive branch agencies. The committee is chaired by Democratic Representative Benny Thompson and includes Republican Representatives Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, both critics of the former president. Trump's statement said, the leftist select committee has further exposed itself as a partisan sham and waste of taxpayer dollars, with a request that's timed to distract Americans from historic and global catastrophes brought on by the failures of Joe Biden and the Democrats. Unfortunately, this partisan exercise is being performed at the expense of longstanding legal principles of privilege. Executive privilege will be defended, not just on behalf of my administration and the patriots who worked beside me, but on behalf of the office of the President of the United States and the future of our nation. Everything's delusions of grandeur. These Democrats only have one tired trick, political theater, and their latest request only reinforces the pathetic reality. So the reading here is Trump is desperate not to have any documents related to him or his administration presented to the committee. Now, he may well succeed, or at least tie this up in court long enough that it goes absolutely nowhere, and that's disturbing. More on this from CNN, which wrote, the Biden administration has already declined to assert executive privilege over some testimony related to January 6th. Telling former Justice Department officials they were free to provide unrestricted testimony. But the administration has not weighed in on whether the committee should have unrestricted access to records and documents from the Trump White House. The document requests from the House Select Committee echo those previously issued by other House committees in the aftermath of the January 6th riot, while significantly broadening the search to other areas and people inside and outside government. Specifically, the Select Committee is asking for records from the Department of Justice, Interior, Defense, Office of the Director of National Intelligence, FBI, National Counterterrorism Center, Department of Homeland Security, and perhaps most importantly, the National Archives, the custodian of the Trump administration White House records. Now, as has been the case with Donald Trump for years, if you really believed you were not guilty of what you're being accused or suspected, you would want documents to come out which would prove your innocence. If you believe you've done nothing wrong when it comes to your taxes, you would want, given all of the ways in which not releasing your taxes has dragged you down, you would want it to come out that everything's fine with your taxes. This is fundamentally not the way an innocent person behaves. And unfortunately, because of the way things have gone, and I know every time I'm real with the audience, somebody gets mad and says, David, you should be telling us it's all going to happen. I think there's a really good chance that Donald Trump prevents these documents from being presented to the committee, or delays it long enough that it won't matter, or makes it so that they are redacted documents, or whatever the case may be. I unfortunately think that it's completely plausible that may be the way that it goes. So we're going to continue covering the January 6th committee. If there are committee events and testimony that you think I should cover. I may miss it. I'm trying to keep an eye on a lot of different scheduling things, Biden stuff, Trump stuff, hearings, all these different things. Feel free to shoot an email to info@davidpakman.com. When the 4 police officers testified, it was very informative and very illuminating and worth covering live. So let me know if you see any of that. One of our sponsors is CuriosityStream, the only subscription streaming service dedicated to documentaries. I know my audience is filled with people who love documentaries just like I do. If you don't yet have CuriosityStream, you are really missing out. They have all the biggest and newest documentaries from the world's best filmmakers. I can tell you firsthand, CuriosityStream has a way better selection of documentaries than Netflix or Hulu or Amazon. I'm always finding documentaries on CuriosityStream that I'm not seeing anywhere else. I can watch on all of my devices, whether it's at night, at home, on the couch, or on the go on my phone or wherever. I just finished watching Life at the Limits. Super interesting about people who live in really extreme places on Earth. I know anyone who watches my show will love CuriosityStream. And the best part is that for a limited time, when you go to curiositystream.com/Pacman, you will get 25% off a subscription, which makes it just $15 a year. The link is right underneath this video.